Disturbing, creepy, and scary shadow in the closet. True horror stories. It was a dark and stormy night. The rain was coming down in sheets, and the wind was howling like a banshee. 10-year-old Billy was sitting in his room, reading a book. He was starting to get scared, but he tried to ignore it. Suddenly, Billy heard a noise coming from his closet. He froze, his heart pounding in his chest. The noise came again. It sounded like someone was moving around in there. Billy slowly got up and walked over to the closet. He reached out and slowly opened the door. There, standing in the closet, was a shadow. It was tall and thin, and it had no face. Billy could see right through it. The shadow stared at Billy with its empty eyes. Billy screamed and ran out of the room. He ran downstairs and into the living room, where his parents were watching TV. "There's a shadow in my closet," Billy cried. His parents looked at each other, then back at Billy. "There's no such thing as a shadow in your closet," his father said. "But I saw it," Billy insisted. "It was tall and thin, and it had no face." His parents just laughed. "You're just imagining things," his mother said. "Go back to bed." Billy went back to his room, but he couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the shadow. He knew that it was real, even if his parents didn't believe him. The next day, Billy told his friends about the shadow. They didn't believe him either. They just laughed and called him a scaredy cat. Billy was starting to think that he was going crazy. Maybe he was just imagining things after all. But then, one night, Billy was in his room again, and he heard the noise again. He got up and went to the closet. He opened the door, and the shadow was there. This time, Billy wasn't afraid. He knew that the shadow was real, and he wasn't going to let it scare him. Billy stared at the shadow, and the shadow stared back. After a few minutes, the shadow started to fade away. Billy watched as the shadow disappeared completely. He closed the closet door and went back to bed. Billy never saw the shadow again, but he never forgot it either. He knew that it was real, and he knew that it was something to be afraid of.